So, welcome to my next episode on user experience for dummies. Okay, if you guys don't know me, so I'm Sanmaya Kumar Dhal. I'm a user experience designer, researcher, and had been an entrepreneur. So, I have developed, I created the second proper user experience company in India, built SaaS companies, scaled products, developed like 30 plus products, and so here what I am doing in this series is basically trying to tell you in a very simpler fashion. So what the user experience is, what are the core concepts, okay? So I will not talk about a lot about the languages these people use, user experience professionals use. I'm just trying to tell you in a very simpler fashion, in a day-to-day kind of basis, where you can make decisions inside your organization or your brand, personal brand, so you can understand how to apply these concepts, right? So in the first session, if you have not seen, and if you guys have some doubts, okay, so about why it is the second episode that I am making, while the first episodes there are certain clips that I wanted to tell you in the first chapter. So this is the second chapter, why I am doing second chapter instead of the first one, which had a lot of examples that I didn't give. Okay, so for that, so who have done that, the first episode, so we have talked about the states, right? The entry state, the exit state, and then we gave one example where the doctor booking up, so how you can enhance the exit and right, entry and exit states, right? So here also we had a couple of more, like these social networking, astrology, exam preparation, complaint site, dating site, and these are the kind of thing that I already mentioned, but I didn't give examples for that, right? So those will be given in subsequent lectures, and also those will be available. So I am preparing a course, so in that course these things will be covered, and so we can take more like questions and discussions inside the courses, right? So I am making that course, so it will be available soon, maybe the next month. Okay, so stay tuned for that. So what is today's chapter is, it's called association. Okay, so association is a very important topic. So what is basically I am trying to say here is so association basically is defined. How association helps in structuring your site, structuring your content, structuring your themes, structuring your brand in a way that it would be very easy to spot on by the right kind of audience, right? And people would love to take action upon it. Okay, people would find things easily, and it is a very important concept in the whole of design and experience design and all. Okay, it is a very important concept. So what we will do today is we will just gather the topics. Okay, so we will just be talking about the concept. Okay, so today we will be just talking about these concepts. We are not going to talk about these and these today. Okay, so this I have segregated into different episodes. So first episode is all about concept, The second episode where we will be discussing about the menu of your site, the content of your site, the call to action of your site, and we will relate it all to association. Okay, we will also discuss about apps, right? So don't bother. So both the things, apps and websites. So we will discuss both, right? And then in the third episode we will be talking about, maybe I will make 2 episodes on this because this is very critical, because decision making and issue resolution. So if you guys have been have following me for like 2-3 years in different forums and different like GDG and these things, so you might have seen couple of presentations on these things, right? So this is where we will be talking about now when you are actually designing practically is something new which you have not seen. Okay, so you generally mess up with stuffs. You generally don't know where to put the print tab. You generally don't know where to put an export tab, where to put an edit tab, and all these things. Okay, so those things basically around the actions and menus. So I will be talking in that, and also about the decision making in practical possibilities. Okay, here in this chapter I will talk, but here what I will talk is that I will see where the bottlenecks are, because from my experience, from whatever the colleagues I had, what issues they had, and different teams that I have worked with. So in all those situations we make all these bullshit decisions, and we are not really good, right? So we actually, although we understand the concept pretty well, we say wah wah, but when practically applying it to situations we generally fail. So that is where these decision making issues and all those things that we will discuss. Okay, so let me just remove this. Okay, so let us go to our next. So here what I am trying to show you is basically I am trying to show you in a very simple fashion. Okay, so I am trying to show you in a very simple fashion what a visual association looks like. Okay, so let me give you an example. Whenever I was when I was designing this thing, okay, so I put this content. Just can you just no like not see this somehow? Okay, just a second. So if you'll remove these two parts, okay, don't look at these two parts. Okay, just look at these middle parts. Okay, so I have highlighted it, will you will look more now. Okay, so so I dissociated these two from this. Okay, so the thing is that in the visual association, if you will see all these things, so you will not like this central align of these text, right? So there is a there is a confusion. So some of you will like a little bit of this thing, most of you won't like, right? So but if you will put the same thing, if I will just bring this thing into here, I will like it. Okay, so I could not make better slides, but yeah, so the thing is that because this is the left aligned, okay, this is a box, and inside box we have always left aligned the stuffs. So that is how our mind reads it, our mind associates, our mind thinks about this block, right? So even if this is an association of all centralization, right, all the text in center, but as soon as we come here, so it changes. So in the nation picture, if you'll see, whenever you are making decisions, so in the decision making episode, I will talk about all these problems, right? So basically you would like this, you would like on the right these, okay, right aligned stuffs, but you will most probably never like this. Okay, so that is how the whole concept is. Okay, so I will talk to you why, how, and when. So in the visual associations and all those concepts, but here you can get a grasp that now how we associate in our mind. Okay, just a visual thing. So I didn't put all those fancy images for the very uh, these kind of things. So all of your user experience classes where you will be studying the stuffs, so it will not be that fancy like the UI design classes. Okay, so UI design classes, there will be, it would be fancy looking, you will love them a lot more than the visual as experience classes. But in visual experience classes you understand the course a little better. Okay, and so you know the user experience and UI differences. If you don't know, just google for it, or otherwise I will tell some other classes, right? So that's it. So let us remove this thing and go ahead. So this is the association of activity. So what I mean to say about this is, so in the association of activity, so if you have gone to Kerala, okay, Kerala is in South India, so they use, so this is I have made a very small video, I talked about these associations and these things. So how this actually you can see in Kerala. So this is, we are talking about coconut oil basically, but if you will see in Kerala, the coconut oils are packaged like this. Okay, but if you see in majority of the rest of India, you will see coconut oil as packaged like this, right? So why they are packaged very differently in different places? So all of you know that in Kerala they use coconut oil for cooking, right? They use for hair and this thing as well, but they use here as a bathing and hair, right? In North India they use as bathing and hair, and in South India they use for cooking. Sorry, not in South India, but mostly in Kerala. Okay, so they use for cooking. So if you are making a soap in North India, the same coconut oil you can keep in a shelf where all the different bathing and hair related products are, right? So I told you the association is this, because the people who will go to those shops, majority are North Indians or something like that. Okay, rest of the India people. So what they will do is that they will just look at the bathing section of your store, and they want to find, right? They want to find the coconut oil over there. But if you will come back to, let us take Kerala, the people would be looking at what? People would be looking at the cooking section. So where the rice bran oils, so where the other oils are there, not in the bathing section. Yeah, they might also look at the bathing section as well, right? So because this is also used in bathing part, but majorly whenever they are doing that, so they will be looking after a 1 liter bottle, 2 liter bottle, that kind of stuff, and they are looking at the cooking section. So you better put the coconut oil over there, and better the designs be something that resonates to the cooking oil, right? So that's how the association works. See, association of activity. So you can define it differently. I am defining it this way, as my way. Okay, so don't worry about it. So just this is the association of activity. You associated this to cooking, so they associated this to cooking, you are associating this to bathing or hair, right? So that is the thing. So I am from Odisha, so okay, so that is why I am using you and they. So uh, so Kerala guys, don't don't bug me. Okay, I love you guys. So that's that's how the association works, right? So you have to understand how human mind by instinct works, okay? And then for that instinct, because majority of the time this association actually tells you something very native, user experiences about very native things, how user will behave, you have to put things according to that. It is not about how you want them to behave. It is much more about, much more easy in the way if you do how they would behave automatically, and put your stuffs on their way so that they can have a look, right? So that is the thing. Okay, so let us demo this thing as well, right? Let's go to this. So I could not find much time to do this, but I will do. So this is about the association of brands. We will talk more in the later chapters, okay? So we will talk about logos and those things, but here there is a very simple, humble understanding for you. So if you see a better design, you most of the time you think it must be costly, right? So if you see a rugged design, okay, so you think it must be very powerful, right? And if you have a very clunky design, okay, like this, it is messed up, right? So you think it is a bad company, right? Or maybe who do not care a lot, right? Or maybe very complex process, old company, or slow brand, or whatever, right? So that is how you associate. So I'm just giving you a very simple thing, but how the brands actually can be defined, there are a lot of way these brands are defined, and brands actually use it to take into their advantage. So let us take it is a your brand is mostly about, so let us take the young population. So what young population like? They like, let us take cricket, right? So cricket everybody likes, but yeah, they like, maybe let us cricket or football, okay? So that is what they are liking. So I'm from India, so if you are seeing from abroad, okay, it might be a different game for you. So here I'm just giving some examples from India, right? So this is cricket, and they also associate to more to movies, theater, dance, whatever, fun, basically fun, right? So if you are someone who are designing for the younger generation, you have to see how youthful and fun you can be, and fun, right? So that is how they will associate you. So let us take the concept of Colgate and close up, right? So Colgate is a brand which talks about trust, right? All those our parents kind of generation, like, so peasant, okay? So parent generation, right? And these talk about smell, wow, right? And fun, that is our generation, like our gen, right? So this is how you relate to whenever you go to buy a close up. Most probably your parents won't buy a close up, but what they will buy, they will buy a Colgate, maybe, okay? So I'm just giving you a very simple glimpse, but how you can take advantage of this is very important, Okay, so another example, if you will see, there is this BJP and Congress, right? So BJP associate everything to Hinduism, right? Congress associate to a culture where is it is called a different secularism, right? So means all the caste and creeds are like equal. Okay, so and all the religions kind of so equal treatment. So these are the concepts. These are how no people associate. So everybody has this now in India. So more than no like 80% of the people are Hindu. Sorry, 70% of people are Hindu, and 20 plus percentage of people are Muslims, right? So if you see these Hindus, a lot of these Hindus are actually seculars, right? So they are not Hindus, they are seculars, right? So in that way, so I am talking about how they associate themselves, how they not the right wing Hindus. So that is what I am talking about. I am not talking about, okay, to for the sake of this thing. So I am talking about how they no like associate themselves, whether they are like no, so there are certain right wing Hinduism, right? But whenever they are creating this BJP, so they want all these 80% of the bank, right? But they cannot get, right? So because a lot of people will also come to this, right? So they want this bank, but their message, how they can actually leverage the Hindu in you rather than the other words. So they are all the messagings are mostly targeted towards your Hindu faith. So you will associate more yourself to this. But when they do the anti-social and those kind of things, some of their people, not all, okay, some of their people, so who are strongly right, okay, I'm just talking about them. So those people, whenever they are trying to create those things, these Hindus dissociate themselves and feel more secular, right? So although they don't go to Congress, okay, so that I will tell in a different thing, but they dissociate themselves. So that is how the association and dissociation works. So that is how, that is why they have to do a lot of stuff, okay, that should not be entirely right wing, but should be very focused about this vote bank, right? So that is how the association of brands come. Okay, so I am not going into depth into politics. Okay, I don't want to talk into politics. And also, if you are commenting in my channel, don't do that. Okay, so don't take the politics. I am just giving an example. Okay, so how people associate, okay, the things, right? So what we will do is that we will go to next. Okay, this is the association of faith. Okay, so I'm just giving an association examples. I'm not actually throwing any this kind of stuff. But if you will see, because I'm giving you examples, if you have seen, I'm giving you examples of coconut oil, I'm giving you examples of these kind of association. I'm giving you all these examples because you don't think in the terms of, whenever you are thinking, you don't think in the terms of just the design. Okay, then it hinders us. Whenever I don't tell you something, or you have not seen something, you are doing something for the first time newly, you will not figure out a way how to make use of these concepts, right? So it is difficult at that point, and that is why I am giving you a lot of different examples which you might not have seen, and people in the community, in UX community, will generally not tell. Okay, so that is those examples I am giving. So if you have seen Hindus, okay, Hindus go to churches and also mazars, and they immediately have a sense of faith and start praying. But have you seen those people go to mosques and start doing the same? Very difficult, very difficult. See, these are the things that I have seen practically whenever I am on a tour or something like that. Okay, I have seen these things happening in front of my eyes. These are not their faiths, right? So Hindus go to temples, right? So that is their worshipping place. Their worshipping place is not this Christian churches. Their worshipping place is not the mosques. Their worshipping place is not also the mazars, right? But whenever they go to these things, okay, so I'm just talking in the terms of things, okay, so pardon me if it hurts some sentiment, but in that way I'm just talking about it. Hindus go to these, and these Christians go. This is where Muslims, most of the Muslims go. This is where some of the Muslims go, right? So that is how it happens. But why? Why Hindus, when they go to these, they immediately start doing the prayers in their one way some of the times, or do pranams, or do that kind of stuff, right? Why? Because in Hinduism, the idolism, right? So some shrine, some idol are to be there, one object to be there which has to be worshipped. Although the core concepts of Hinduism doesn't talk much about that, but this is one of the reasons. Sorry for this thing. Okay, so this is one of the reason, right? So they see an idol and they worship. They have seen that, they associate to that, and then they see the what, Jesus, okay, over here, or Mother Mary. Just a second. So what idols do they see? They see Lord Jagannath. So this is Jagannath temple, okay, from Puri, where I belong. Okay, so they see Lord Jagannath or Ram or Krishna, right, or Shiv Ji, or whatever. So they see these idols inside these temples, right? Here what they see? They see Jesus, okay, or Mother Mary, okay, and they see these idols are there in the worshipping place, right? So they start praying. When they come to, so here, but this is, some people will say, no, there is a friction between Hindus and Muslims in this subcontinent, and that's why they don't go there. But if you'll see, a lot and lot of Hindus go to mazars, and a lot of Hindus also go to no, the mosques, actually for like no, whenever they travel or not tour those places, right? So historical significance places and many of the tourist attractions, okay, popular places and thoughts like that. But this is but they go to there, and what I have seen is that it is here in the mazars, what they see, they see the, what is that, I don't know what it is called in other languages, so we call samadhi, so qabr, like samadhi or qabr, right? So they have some I should not say in object, but no, something like that, right? So they have something which they can see, and they start worshipping there. But if they come over here in masjids, okay, or mosques, So what they see basically nothing, okay, at the place of worship. So there is a symbol just to signify the direction of no uh, like Makkah Medina, that side. And but the but there is nothing at that place, mostly nothing, okay. So they could not associate their prayers like that. It is very weird to them, okay, because of their association, right? How they have seen the things, association is something like that, okay. So how they have seen the things, okay, they will behave at the similar things even if the faiths are different, right? These faiths are completely different than this, right? So that is how these are, if you will see, these are Abrahamic religion, and these are like different religion, right? So in Abrahamic also you can see the association. In Abrahamic religions, most of the uh, churches and these things are built in a very different way, and the must take a little bit of significance, or a little bit of no, association to that, okay. And your temples have a very little different associations to them. So there is a, no, the also architecture comes into picture, and those architectures are also somehow influenced by the things we call as association, right? So this is how the association works so deep in you, so deep in you, that you generally cannot avoid. That's how the thing are. So that is how, that is why you have to understand why this association is a very important concept whenever you are designing a product, a service, or anything. You are designing your website, or you are preparing the content for your website, or if you are actually no if you are doing let us take an app, or an web app, okay. So these are very important concepts to just make the things look familiar. So association is basically familiarity, right? So how familiar these things are to you, right? So that is how the association and dissociation works, right? So that's for today. And I also have not told you what is my website again. So I have built a very simple website, okay. So just go and watch if you can, just a second. So that website is Sanmaya .com, okay. So that's in making, but if you can if you want to, you can go over there, and if you want to discuss something to me, you have in the YouTube about section my email and other things, okay. So you can see me there, okay. Just ask me any questions in the comment, and don't forget to like and what, subscribe, okay. And tell your friends to visit, and also let me also tell me what more concepts you want to see, if you are a user experience designer enthusiast, or no, like a student, okay, of design. And I will love to include those concepts. And once again, please like and subscribe, okay. And there is a bell icon, actually I forget a lot these things, and no, so you have to improve these things, so that no, I can reach more people like you, and no, so we can improve the content, and it will give me a motivation, okay. So bye bye, take care, have a good day.